Hi friends, so I'd like to in this video talk about something which is kind of deep. It might be a little bit hard for me, emotional to talk about it, but I'd like to explain maybe to the people they never have been addicted, or maybe also to the people they are addicted, to a little bit point out the things that an addicted person is going through, what is living, what is feeling, how it feels like to be addicted. I will speak about my addiction in particular, which is mostly the alcohol. Was 5 years now out of it, and it feels really different in any part of life, inside and outside. So I would like to say that the alcoholism or any addiction isn't something you choose. It's something that happens to you. We just want to celebrate life mostly. We want to have fun. We want to be spontaneous. Alcohol gives us courage, right? It looks like, yeah, we act without fear, without limits, borders, without hesitations. And we feel in the beginning that we becoming more ourselves, the fears. And I think this is with many kind of drugs, as it takes the fear, it feels like, wow, this is what I really am. And it takes out from me, the drug or the alcohol takes it out from me and shows it up. When I'm now out of it, I can say it's kind of fake opening of your security and of your expression of yourself, because we are not supposed to be all extroverted and open, and it makes you sometimes too open. You're open to things that you would not accept if you would be sober, right? We sometimes push our limits in the way that we wouldn't do it sober, right? We push our morals, we push our perception of life. So, what the alcohol is slowly doing, like situation you would never imagine that could happen to you, that in a sober state you would judge as this would never happen to me, this I would never do in my life. I would never let myself treat this way. I would never treat someone like that. Which morally you have justified when you're sober. And in down the addiction, you just don't think about things, how you act, and you don't think about the words you take out. You don't think about your actions. If the aggression comes to you, you got aggressive without any control of it. And then mostly the aggression comes back. You start to live in toxic environment because you generate the same energy. Like, I would say that we are very people with very sensitive people, with intelligent people, with a view of life like we don't really belong here, or something is missing in ourselves, like the love it is there, the life doesn't fulfill us. It's not what we really want. Like the system, we fight with the system, or against the system, we fight with the family issues or society structure or anything that I think most of us, we feel like out of the world here, like we not really okay with the lifestyle it's pressed on us to be living in, right? We are not it identified so much with the system itself, with the society, with the teaching, our educational system or working system. I think that's what I mostly saw in addicted people. We just feel like a little bit out of this world. We want to be living different world, and we feel like first the drug gives us this happiness, this spontaneity, this fearlessness, this security of ourselves, this self-confidence, right? And you feel like you are opening something inside of you. It's like opener, you are opening something inside of you that was blocked, right? But in years you just stop to lose control about yourself, about consummation of the drug, or so about your emotions. That's what I like realized the most. Like before I was very closed emotionally and mentally, so I wasn't really talking about things what I think, and I wasn't really expressing myself. And then I start to express myself, I kind of wake up. But then with the alcohol, I just was, let's say, over expressing. So I was like really expressing a lot of disgust and anger. And as we feel like disconnected a little bit from the reality, from the society, we feel mostly superior to that because we know the truth, we know how it is, we are ourselves. When we don't give a fuck about the rules, the morality, the judgment of us, like, oh, these dirty people, these drunks, this whatever, we feel like empowered by that, ironically, because this makes us feel different, and that's what most of us want to feel. Probably we want to feel special, and we feel kind of we are special, we are different, we are not these people who wake up every morning to go to work and they go to holidays. We have holidays all the life, and not being conscious about that, this holiday become hell. What the alcoholic lives inside, like outside you can see him maybe happy or wasted or not giving a fuck about anything, just feel less. Just sometimes we are like, oh, I wish I would be like that. But believe me, inside, especially when you are in long-term alcoholism, when you are deep in that, I know all the guys that they have no way out. That's why also I avoid now in my abstinency to have a contact with those people, although I love them because they're very loving people. Those who went through hell, they are so loving and so empathetic, and they are so open-hearted people that it's really for me painful to see them and to be able to see also through that problem of alcoholism, so I can see this pain they're living. There is a physical pain, emotional pain, psychological and spiritual pain, let's say, mental. So the physical issues what I think every alcoholic has to deal with. So a part of hangovers, which is headache, which is hurting stomach. Here you have burned this pipe, which now I don't remember the name. You can remember me in the comments. Um, Sickness, of course. I remember myself vomiting all day long, throwing up. You feel all disgust. I think many people will understand that, because many of us have drunk and have been in hangover, for example. The memory loss, that you don't even remember what exactly what were you doing, what you were saying. Some of them have blackouts, you know that part. But what is the part of the physical effect of the alcohol? So what alcohol is actually making, it's just like, for me, it's a poison. I call it its name, it's poison. It just takes all the water, so it dehydrates you. It takes all the vitamins out, all the minerals, it takes it all out. So your body is just living on that circle, right? It needs the alcohol because it's a sugar, energy, and the alcohol puts us in the numb state, so we don't have to think. So any problem that appears, you take alcohol, you smoke a joint, whatever, you take whatever, and it disappears. The problem disappears, obviously, for a while, or then it becomes bigger and bigger problem physically. So it's pain in the stomach, pain in the pancreas. You sometimes feel like a stone if it's inside of you. Diarrhea, because like everything is going out. You don't put another liquid than alcohol, because in high alcoholism you cannot drink water anymore. And you're not even interested about to drink water. What I was mentioning in one of my videos talking about the alimentation. If you drink, for example, my case was in the end to drink only beer, but this doesn't go with milk products, yogurt, which is very beneficial for the flora, intestinal flora. You don't eat fruits, you don't eat vegetables. Vegetables sometimes, some, but you don't put in yourself much vitamins and minerals. We were, with my ex-boyfriend, quite conscious about that vitamin necessity. So we were just using some herbs, a lot of herbs, a lot of vegetables. We try to balance it, but anyway, the alcohol just takes it all. So it's nice that you put garlic and you put the herbs, and you try to balance it. You eat. It's very important to be eating, because you mostly lose the appetite slowly. So when you are a long time on it, you stop to feel hungry. Especially beer, we call it liquid bread, because it just makes you full. You feel full. So when we get hungry, we just take beer and we forget about the hunger. So that's the danger of it, right? The alimentation, the vitamins, the minerals, all the nutrients, they go out from the body, so they don't stay, and then start the organs failing, livers, kidneys. I remember kidney pain, long time, back pain, headaches, which actually I think I was killing the headaches with marijuana, and I also healed a part of it in psychosomatic way. So healing my mind, reprogramming programs and stuff. That's for another video. But I became really weak physically. I lost weight. Many people was like, wow, you lost weight, it's nice, you're beautiful now. And I knew that I'm sick, right? That I'm not okay. So don't confuse that being thin and being healthy is not the same thing. I cannot tell what other guys that were suffering. Um, I had a friend which was bleeding, like coughing blood. This is holes in pancreas, and all the body gets like eaten from inside. It just stopped to work, cancers, infections, a horrible pain when you piss, vomit, and shit blood. It just eats the organs from inside, right? So I didn't get to that point. Thanks God I woke up and I stopped to drink. As I said, I first stopped to drink for 1.5 years. Then I started again, then for half year again, and then for now for 5 years. So it was many times. It's not easy to fight it. This actually only addiction, and I have been addicted to tobacco as well and to marijuana, which goes like hand in hand, of course. It's a social drug, so it makes you relax. It makes you not think. What I think also, what I mentioned by smoking, for example, when you take deep bath, is about breathing. We just use it for to be breathing out things, and you relax like that. It makes your mind stop. It makes you like, especially joint. It's just puts you in this numb state when no problem is existing. Like, yeah, take it easy. Yeah, life is nice. You start to feel more the essence of the life, right? The breathing, the sun, the beach, the friends, and the love, and that's it, and nothing more is existing. It's nice feeling, of course. But then if you take it more time, so it's smoking, for example, I start to feel heaviness in my stomach. I fell down many times without consciousness. I felt like that's why also I felt fear. So I think this fear from not to be falling down again caused that negative feeling, that pressure inside, that always when I smoked and when I take any drug, I don't know if I will wake up from that or if I survive it. There is always this fear of that present, and paranoia starting. In the beginning, I was sure that I can overcome it, but then I just see that it's just going deeper, and it creates a path in your brain, which is always the same. So, like the alcohol, it's always takes you in the arrogant, careless, aggressive way of thinking, like generating the fight and reacting on the fight and being fighter and being like self-defensive. And by grass, that was just paranoia, thinking about other people's connections, sexual connections, and seeing who is with whom and what they're doing, and just getting there. And that was for me. That can be different kind of paranoias, fears, and I was thinking it's kind of the healing, and I need to look there and I need to heal there, but then it was not possible to move it while I was still smoking. I told many times that grass for me, it was a healer, was a medicine, as a medicinal herb for sure, but the abuse of it just makes the contrary effect. As alcohol, we used to use it in my country as a healing. If you take a pure alcohol in the morning, you are sick, you get around with the honey, with the milk, and it makes you sleep and makes you relax, the muscles and everything. It can be a healer, but you cannot take the medicine every day, of course. So physically, I even felt the grass smoking physically. I wasn't really aware of it many years, but that pain in the stomach, I had so much pressure in the stomach from grass. It was actually not from alcohol, because when I stopped to drink alcohol, I still was smoking weed. And this stomach pain was continuing. So I realized it's not the alcohol only. So it makes me like close the stomach and feel the pain, probably connected with the fear together, paranoias, and like heaviness, like heavy thoughts attacking me. It was not this light, smiling and laughing anymore. It was like closing myself in the bubble and being thinking all like deeper. Like in the beginning, I remember I was like feeling more energies, and I was using that for massages and for yoga and exercising and stuff, and then it was just feeling me more in an energetical connection. But then it was actually also like an energetical disconnection, like isolating myself inside. I couldn't talk, I couldn't relate with people, I couldn't react much. I was just living inside of some inner world, which slowly more and more became heavy. Heavy thoughts, heavy feelings, heavy breathing, fears coming up, and like all the time the same way, right? Um, so that's what you feel in the mental way, like you lose control of your thoughts, you lose control of your emotions. By alcohol, it's more obvious because you start to be aggressive because somebody said something you don't even know what, and you start to react, overreact, whatever. You start to lose control about your body. Of course, you're falling everywhere and stuff, which is like the funny part. But yeah, the bruises and yeah, whatever. By weed is the this control quite in this heaviness and in this paranoia's way, and also that you become like numb and uh, energy less, like you don't have energy to do things, you just relaxing, but in the end you just not solving anything, not doing anything, you just like blocked completely, like you're paralyzed. And this might become like the mood of like you start to feel miserable because you don't solve anything, you don't do anything, you're actually only consuming, and that that may consumes you later. Like you in this mood, like everything is shit and everything is like foggy, and you're like the poor and nothing is going really well, and yeah, and um you lose the life power, kind of the willpower, the ambition and everything. You just okay, because yeah, I'm breathing and the grass is growing, and yeah, that's fine. But there is another issues in our life that we need to deal with, and like this you cannot deal with anything. You just stay in that kind of misery, and that's with weed, with drinking, with all the drugs, that you feel miserable inside. You don't have always money because you spend it all in booze. You cannot really accomplish your dreams. So say, okay, I don't need anything, and you become really like humble, like in the way you become non. And I always been like I didn't had any big ambitions and stuff, right? So yeah, why not? Just to give it up. But inside of you, you feel like frustrated. And what I most uh, think, like my theory is like that's you're living constant battle against yourself, because your spirit, your soul wants to live healthy, wants to live happy, wants to be free, wants to, like be loved and love. And you need to be connected. To be happy, you need to connect your it's kind of cold today. You need to connect the soul and the mind and the spirit. When the three elements are connected, you feel balanced and you feel like activated, let's say, like you feel here and now, you feel fulfilled, right? It's you complete. You feel complete. And when one part of it's out, there start a fight. So the addiction is the mind which got used to some substance, became addicted. The body gets addicted. So the body itself, it has its own wisdom, its own consciousness. And this consciousness is saying you, as a spirit, is telling you the addictions are bad, the alcohol is bad, the tobacco is bad, or it can be, it's all medicine, but don't abuse it. Body knows that. Spirit knows that. But the mind, you make it learn. Like the mind is a computer which learns what you put inside, right? What the society puts inside, yeah? What teachings, what the behaviors, what education you got in your childhood. So the mind copies it and works on this base of it. And when you use it to some substance, it will convince you that you want it because it wants that. Yeah, if it doesn't get it, your body start to shake. You start to feel nervous. What is mostly happening in wheat, like the people saying, "Oh, it makes me relaxed," and no, no, the aggressivity by wheat is not so obvious as, for example, on drinks, but when you don't have wheat, you become aggressive. You become stressed, you become exploding, you become unpredictable, your mood change swings like crazy, and you have no control about it till you don't smoke another one. And you relax. Then yes. But the lack of it makes you really crazy. Then the lack of paper, lack of I don't know, filters, cartons, lack of fire. You're always looking for something. It's the mind which is like we in the life looking for health, for example. We're looking for love, for freedom, for fulfillment, for purpose. But you substitute with that drug the main thing which you're looking for in life, you substituted it with addiction. So the mind now is looking for a bottle, for a can, for a euro, for to get it, for the papers, for the fire, for the whatever, who is having, I don't know. And this is like closed circle of chaos, which is created by that addiction in your mind, by that repetitive action, which becomes rule, right? Which becomes your lifestyle. So you it's so based in the mind later that you are not only addicted to the substance, but you are addicted to the circle which comes with it. To go shopping, to go to the place where the alcohol is, to get the beer, it's like it becomes automatic for you, right? Like for some people, waking up, standing up, and drink a coffee. What I do now, that's my addiction, which I kept still. It's the first thing in the morning without thinking, right? And that becomes actually the biggest addiction on it, and the biggest problem to get out from that is that you have to get rid of this pattern of your life, that stereotype of yours, which you get used to it, and it's normal. Like normal person which goes in the shop, she looks first for bread, for butter, for milk, for the basic nutrients, the basic goods, right? And alcoholic is going directly to the alcohol store or the alcohol shelf, right? So subliminals, you see somebody drinking, you automatically want to drink also, or smoking, right? So it all are patterns which the mind get used to it, and the mind get addicted to that, and the mind got hooked you there. And then there is alcoholics, they say, I love beer, I like it, I just like to be like that, this is like I am, this is me, take it or leave it. You're like, I'm okay with that. That's your mind, your ego, uh, like convincing you that you really like it, to excuse that addiction, right? To not, because it knows that if you admit that you're addicted and it's not making you good and you want to go out, it knows that you would have to lose that addiction, and it's painful, and that you would have to do a lot of work, because it's kind of hard work, especially in the beginning, to get out, and you would have to change your life and your lifestyle, and you are too comfortable. It's more comfortable to just take another drink and forget about it, take another puff and just forget it. That's what the mind is doing. The body is crying. The body, if you smoke, it hurts in your throat, the lungs are full of stuff, dirty, you cannot really breathe because your breathing is up here, it doesn't go deep down because you can't, it's closed. You actually I got disconnected, I touched something what I shouldn't. And so here is part 2. So what I wanted to say with the with the first video, it is that there is a big fight in between the mind, the body, and the spirit. The body is crying. The mind is fighting and defending the addiction. It defends the ego, which defends its old patterns. So he doesn't have to learn new patterns. He doesn't have to work. It's just more easy. I know already this circle how to look for boost, so leave me there. I'm okay with that. That's who I am. I love it. Excuses, right? To not be forced to work. Because it's mostly mind work, right? You have to change the pathways in your brain. So he knows it, so he defends it. Like every block we have, the mind is defending it by ego, and fighting for defend it, not to have to learn to live better, because it's a lot of work. And then it's the spirit, which is above you, just like telling you, you know what you have to do. You know that you have to heal. You're not doing that. And that creates the feel of shame, feel of guilt, feeling that you're against yourself, that you had different dream when you born, you had your goals set, and you knew what you wanted to do, or maybe not, but you were looking for that, and somehow there you just lost your way, and you know that you're lost. Even you try to, I don't know, we still were doing art, we still were like active, we still were doing music and stuff, but you, inside of yourself, you always feel that pressure, and you always feel that that fight of the body against the mind. Like, it's constant, it's absolutely constant, without stopping. It's you wake up in the morning, you're shaking, your body needs that boost, but you know that you don't want to drink anymore. Maybe that was my case. But you go automatically to the shop, or even I sometimes say I will not, and comes a friend and offers me drink, so yes, of course. And you start again, then you're getting drunk, and you love that state, but in the same moment you feel that guilt of, oh fuck, I'm again wasted, and oof, I cannot even move anymore well, and oh, I'm lost. You start to lose yourself. You just start to take more and more and more. You don't care anymore about anything. And then you fell down somewhere, something happens, you maybe don't remember, you say something, you fight with somebody, you smash with someone, things happening, then it's fun the next day, and we continue. And that constant fight inside of yourself. You know that you're doing something wrong. You're fighting with yourself. Fighting with people. What is there very, very obvious that all the your inner state is reflected on the outside. So what is happening that as you feel so miserable inside and so like um wasted, so lost, so disappointed of yourself, your anger towards yourself is you are projecting it to the other people. So it's the other one which pisses you off, and that's why you are angry with him. It's the other one who said some bullshit, and then you fight it. You are not conscious in that state, in that stage, that it's you that is harming yourself, not the other one, not the society, not the system, not anything. You are against yourself. You are killing yourself. You are harming yourself, and the anger is your own against you, and you project it in other people. Your misery is your misery. It's not that the others are guilty for your misery because he treated me like that and he did this and he was toxic and he was not treating me well and he. It's all about you. You are toxic. You are unconscious. You're not living your life as you want it or as you. Oh, the technology is constantly boycotting me today, but I will resist. And so, yeah. I was talking about this connection of spirit and body and soul that we are as addicted, projecting onto other people to be guilty for our misery. But then you realize that it's only you living not according to your purpose, living constantly in fight of the spirit telling you what is right. Exactly, you feel it. The body knows it. If you listen to your body, it tells you this is not okay, I'm not feeling good, stop this please. We know that. But the mind is constantly defending the ego and the addiction itself as all blockages and sicknesses. That's the defense mechanism. Yeah, it works for our good and for our bad also. So we need to kind of get aligned with the spirit and with the body and with the mind. And when you get in balance these three aspects of yours, then you feel happy, you feel fulfilled. However the life goes, you just feel perfect, however you are, with all imperfections, but you know that you're doing what's right for you, and that's living according to the truth. So you're living your own truth. So as I wanted to talk in this video to remind myself what it was like to be in there, the mind confusion, the body pain, the emotional discontrol. There is such an like aggressivity, such an explosive aggressivity there without reason. I have some friends that when I was observing them, they have like a complete like bipolarity, like if they are possessed by a demon that comes in the certain moment, always the same hour. So it's you can see the switch of the personalities, like when the man abandons his body, his soul is gone and he's completely without like consciousness. The eyes got black and he's really looking like possessed, like there's no human in him anymore, and he acts like evil, like a demon, like a monster. And it really happened that I have observed it by different people. Some of them, there is a part of people that are like peaceful inside and they're not so aggressive, so they switch in this dump position, like really stupid guy which talking all the time the same, and it's like out of mind. But then there is this dangerous kind of different one. That's the one when he really changes into aggressive creature, start to attack people and start to look for aggression and fight. From the spiritual aspect of alcoholism, I think it is real possession, like spirit is possessing you, and yeah, they enter always where there is a gap. So if you are not really in control of your mind and of your soul, they enter and uh, control it over you. So I do believe in such a possession because I have seen it, and it's like you would not recognize this guy. You even probably know it from your life, like, oh, it's not him, it's just like he's not there and he's acting like absolutely without heart and without, like he's not there. And I think it's real. He's not. It's only his body, but his spirit is gone, like somewhere, out of that. And yeah, the later the brain damages and this like what the brain creates as patterns like of thinking, like the person becomes really dumb, really like super intelligent people become really stupid, like in the everyday life or also as like long term. It really damages the brain, and you can see that the people mostly repeating themselves, like that might come with the age also, but it's just like really, that's why that drunk people, what I see now when I'm out, feels like they start to feel like annoying, because the things they are saying, you heard them a million times, and they don't remember, and they repeat constantly themselves, and I personally, like when I see a person like that in this stage of drunkenness, intoxication, I just go away. I cannot stand it. It's for me, and I wasn't able to stand it even drunk. Like it was so sad for me. Like when the label is coming up, and you see that the person is losing himself. It's not even nice. It's not pleasant, and you know that they are not in their own mind, but there is this like automatic apparat which is going on. Like this doesn't matter what they do. The painful part of it is just that they are super sensitive people, and there is a big heart inside of them. At least what I know for people, the most of them are so heartful people, like really beautiful people, but um yeah, there is a lot of suffering that you might not see when you meet a drunk person. uh the other type of suffering is, of course, this addiction. It damages your relationships, so you never find a really relationship if not toxic, and you drown together, which is like double horrible. And which actually in my case, it made me to stand up and switch off. This was the last point. I was always having toxic relationships, and the last one was a tragedy for me. It was hardcore, and I have healed thanks to that. But there is, I think, not possible to be in a relationship with an alcoholic and not drinking, for example. I think it's not. The life are so different, the lifestyle, and I think the alcoholic always losing the relations due to his addiction. Like you always don't have money because everything you spend on the drinking, you're always outside with the guys drinking, and And yeah, you can be creative, you can be artist, you can be everything, but the alcohol slowly consumes everything, like your energy, your emotions, your relationships, your family, and your psychic, like uh, psychological strength, let's say, your self-awareness, your self-confidence, like you going, like, down, because you are conscious about that you are the last part in the last piece in the society, that you're no longer valuable for many, but the most of all, you're not valuable for yourself, right? So yeah, it's a very hard burden which we addicted people carry on while we are on it. It eats your money, it eats your time, it consumes you. Like, I know so many alcoholics, they won't move because they are just stuck on the place, on the drink, and on the habits, that they cannot change anything. They don't want to make any changes in life. They're so stuck on the stereotype. They're so stable, so stiff in that, right? Because any other move would be too difficult to work with. Like, that you would have to change from the ground everything, right, to the last grain. And that's many people, like they give up on this because they cannot see themselves be fighting. And of course, it's a big fight to get up from there, as I talk about in many videos now. Which with time it loses the intensity, so you don't remember the heavy moments. You just feel okay after years. I know that not everybody can do it this way how I did it, and I feel very proud at myself, because I know that the fight which you have to live some days, some weeks, some months in the beginning, it's nothing compared to what I lived. The continuous pain and the continuous awareness of that you are like eating yourself from inside in all the levels of your being. So you are eating your mind because you constantly think, I should, I shouldn't. You are eating your soul because, like, you don't feel well, that you should stop, you cannot, and you have always this fighting and this dialogue inside of you, should I, should I, no, not yet, and yeah, I will do that when I'm ready, when I'm this, when that, and but he is drinking, he's toxic, it's his fault. All that fightings, it's so confused. And then you go, you drink, and you feel guilty because you drink again, and this guilt, and there's not like the wish that to make it different and not being able to change it. It's horrible, horrible circle. And I know it was much bigger fight in me. I cried so many times and I suffered. And then the body, which is literally eating himself from inside, because every time you take the beer, let's say in my case, and it's a poison, you love the taste, you love the effect, you are happy to be drunk, and in the same time, you just again put the poison inside of you, and you try to be happy, you try to pretend because you're laughing, you have like these endorphins up, and yeah, life is funny, and yeah, we are all happy, we have party, nice. But inside, you know that it's fake. You know that you're lying to yourself, and that's really so much pressure on yourself. So yeah, I'm very, very happy that I went out from that. And then this little fight to persist and to resist the call of the alcohol, of the spirit, of the demon, of the wish to just give up. You resist, and then you, like, the feeling of to win it, and the feeling to to drop it down, everything with what comes with it. It's amazing. It's just such a lightness and such a awareness and such a peace. The most again is peace inside of myself, peace and harmony, which I feel. There is no fights. There is no I should do something else than I'm doing. No, what I'm doing. No feeling of guilt. No feeling of pain. No feeling of you know, pitying yourself or something like that. No regrets. Like life is going like it has to go, and I probably had to go also this downwards way to realize where are my limits, what I want to do in life, what I don't want to do. And definitely I don't want to be an addict. I don't want to be an alcoholic. It's a like issue that you have the sticker on your forehead forever. You once stepped into it and you know that you have the label there on just because to protect you as well, right? It's not that they will point on you, ha ha, you're alcoholic, this is disgusting, point on you the finger. It's not that thing. It's for you that you remember that you have this weakness to fall down in addictions, and you have to always keep strong and decided to not to. And that's why we have to be only conscious about our weak side and not giving it the chance to win again. That's why we keep the label as people to be protected in front of that demon and not to follow him. So I guess I told you something about what it's like to be an alcoholic. In that moment, now, today, here, I'm very happy. I'm fine with that, to be it. And I'm proud that I survived and that I made this decision and made this change in my life. And I will keep you updated what's going on in my life as being sober. Thank you so much for watching. Take care about yourself. Heal and be happy. Bye bye.